Hedgehog, have you ever heard of the Great Fire of London?
There's a fire? Oh, no.
No, it's okay, Hedgehog. The Great Fire of London happened hundreds of years ago.
That still sounds very scary.
I'm sure it was. The fire started burning on the 2nd of September 1666 and wasn't put out until 4 days later, on September the 6th. It destroyed thousands of buildings, including St. Paul's Cathedral, and changed London forever.
Oh, no. How did it start?
The fire actually started in a bakery.
Ooh, a bakery.
On Pudding Lane.
Pudding Lane. That sounds like a wonderful place.
Well, actually, like a lot of London back then, it probably wasn't that nice, Hedgehog. There were lots of rats and disease, and they didn't have the technology to keep things as clean and sewage-free as we do nowadays.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. A lot of the houses and buildings were built really close together.
That sounds like a bad idea.
It was. Plus, there'd been dry weather recently which didn't help. Once the fire really started burning, there was no stopping it. It could jump really easily from building to building.
Uh-oh, that's awful.
A man called Samuel Pepys kept a diary at that time, and he wrote about seeing people endeavoring to remove their goods, which was just a fancy way of saying they were doing all they could to keep their things safe.
I bet. I wouldn't know what to try and save first. Maybe my computer. Or my favourite jumper. I mean, I don't really wear it that much now anyway. Or maybe my bed. I do love my bed. Maybe if I put my computer in my jumper and then put those both on the bed, I could... Sorry, Twinkl Bot. I got carried away. It's hard to know what I'd save.
Samuel Pepys tried to save a big cheese.
Sorry, what?
You must remember, back in those days, things from other countries were often seen as very exotic and special. Mr. Pepys owned a big Parmesan cheese from Italy, which would have been worth a lot of money back then. He buried it in his garden.
Ooh, like cheesy treasure.
Exactly!
How did they stop the fire in the end? Did the fire brigade help?
Well, there wasn't a proper fire brigade at that time, so it was mostly up to the people of London to try and stop it themselves. They tried pulling down houses so that the fire had nowhere to go, but the wind kept helping the fire spread over big gaps. Eventually, our man Samuel Pepys talked to the Admiral of the Navy, and they decided they should blow up some houses with gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
That's right! Using gunpowder meant that they could flatten enough houses in a quick enough time that the fire couldn't keep spreading.
Oh, wow. What a terrible story, Twinkl Bot. I hope that doesn't happen again.
I wouldn't worry, Hedgehog. The fire was obviously terrible, but it did mean that the London we know today is a lot safer.
Oh? How do you mean?
Well, when they rebuilt the city, they made sure that the streets were nice and wide so that a fire couldn't spread like it did then.
Phew. Twinkl Bot?
Yes, Hedgehog?
Did Samuel Pepys' cheese survive?
Ha 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 ha! We don't know. He didn't mention it again in his diary.
Maybe it's still there.
Probably not. Maybe it melted.
If he knew it was going to melt, he should have buried a camembert instead. Oh, yum. A nice camembert with a crusty loaf for dipping. Do you like cheese, Twinkl Bot?
I'm a robot, Hedgehog. Of course I love cheese.